They start the drive with Anderson. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but again,
4 yards remaining now on second down. One receiver left, 3 to the right. On second down, Anderson, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles. In a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. And the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get hooked and let a running back get outside. Because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. Third down now following the completed pass. And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Defense showing blitz. Bradford. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Bradford from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. Now 4th down. So on 4th down, the Vikings will call on their punter, Jeff Locke, to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
They're good at and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take him for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Their big tight end, 71 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. They come up in an offset eye.
390, left.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner. And usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So we've got a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Bradford. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Bradford again. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jerick McKinnon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. And that makes it 14-10. Format to send it away now following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee.
Think about it in the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Detroit! Let's go! Green, 39!
A final shot before break. Simeon looking for Green, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
It's good, and it's 21-10. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. In the backfield is Anderson. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now it's Simeon off the bootleg. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. That one goes for 24 yards. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets
nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on third down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Now Bradford, and he comes back with one complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Simeon on first down. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he's brought down after a good game.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. A little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have two with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles
less
to become
culture
the Rams.
shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played one season as such.
On first down, it's Simeon. Completes it to Norwood. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards on the pickup. And it'll be good for a Denver first down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? So they're operating in the red zone. Again, Simeon. A dump off to Anderson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a second and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. C.J. Anderson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Second effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
No, check, Patriot!
They'll try and throw for it, and he's got it. So the try for two successful, and with it, they're back within a field goal. After the touchdown, here's McManus now. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. Oh, look at the juke. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
A dump down to McKinnon, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They go with a fullback line. And he coughed it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Throwing. Bradford. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go now.
After the interception, here's Simeon. Looking deep for Demarius. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
10 yards still left on second down.
No. Left. Green, 39. Green, over.
On second and 10, Simeon rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go, and his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Terrence Newman with a pick, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
On the ball as you heave it downfield, and that's what it actually turns into, a heave, and that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result.
Cut it left. Four down. Check.
They come out here in the eye. They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game. My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
On third down, Bradford. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Now Bradford on fourth down. A dump down to McKinnon. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that fourth down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
First down, Bradford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. DeMarcus Ware coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
3rd and long for Bradford. He's got his man on the crossing route. Touchdown, Vikings. Rhett Ellison, 30 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have.
But isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Denver getting set to take the field. Set eye. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a